What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Real Deal Sports. Usual guys are here. Myself, brother John. Is that a Kyrie Irving shirt? I like that though.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. And we got Big Walt, Hornets Nation. Who is that? Who is that? Ball or
His old, his ball's old number because this motherfucker didn't change his number this year.
he did?
Yeah, he changed it to 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he was trying to get one last year, wasn't
He
he?
was, but now I'm just getting tired of buying these people's jerseys and they keep changing their damn numbers.
It's a throwback, rookie version.
Okay, that's I like that. I like that.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, while we on the topic of jersey switching and things of that nature with the association, LeBron James has signed a 2-year, $97 million contract extension.
Get the big Brian.
$532 million in guaranteed money, most in NBA history. I don't know who keeps up with that, but hey, if my question is though, if he made that in guaranteed, how much has he made in just contract?
He's a billionaire for a reason.
Right.
I'm just gonna put it like that.
And then he makes the bag off the court too. So he probably not even spending NBA checks. Maybe here and there, but probably ain't been spending NBA checks in a while. So, gentlemen, what's your take on it? Do you guys think the Lakers are prime for a playoff run? Or, how do you think it'll go for these next couple years with Bron? Anyone?
I'll start this one off. That's cool. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Cleveland
jump off the boat at the same time. But no, I mean, honestly, I feel like it's a good move for LeBron. But at the end of the day, I still don't think that the Lakers are going to be doing too much unless they, make some, extravagant moves or something throughout this year or next year. But I mean, LeBron said he, didn't see too much happening next year in the free agency. So that's why he signed a 2-year contract with the Lakers. And I feel like that's why tried to get the most out of the Lakers while getting the 2-year $97 million, which is I think like either 45 or 46 million a year or something like that. Yeah. So that's just like I said, LeBron being him. He getting his bag and he's a billionaire for a reason. But honestly, just like I said, just going back to the Laker Nation, man, it's just like if the Lakers are going to go as far as Anthony Davis takes them, man. I hate to say it, but yeah, that's just reality though. Honestly, like LeBron, he can't carry the Lakers to the playoffs like he did back in the Cleveland and Miami days. It's just age is finally kicking in, basketball age, I should say, because he's only 36. Yeah, he's only 36. Yeah, so yeah, I mean he's not old, but in basketball in terms, he's old. So and that's a lot of minutes, playoff minutes, stuff like that on the on the 36-year-old body. So honestly, like I said, it's just the Lakers are going to go as far as Anthony Davis. Like I said, congratulations to LeBron, of course, for getting that bag. You know what I'm saying? That's just LeBron being LeBron. He's been about his bag since coming to the NBA. So, hey, yeah. Cool for him. Like I said, he pretty much did that. I think the 2-year deal because I think his son also graduates in 2 years. So I think he's going to try to see how that also plays out as well, just to see where his son is going to go. So I think that's why another reason he only signed the 2 years. So that's just going to be pretty interesting to see how that all play out once that time comes in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm an NBA owner and I want to be on LeBron's bad side forever, in 2 years, do I sign his son if I have that pick before the Lakers do?
That'd be
or does every owner in the NBA know he's untouchable? Is that what it is? How's that work?
I mean, I'm not sure how that's going to work out for LeBron. Like, I mean, honestly, if he could, I'm sure he's going to find a way to pull it off, though. I mean, I hate to say it. Like, I mean, that's pretty much been his main goal these last couple of years, is just to make sure he plays with his son when his son graduates. So, I mean, I don't know how he's going to make it happen. And like you said, I mean, if that does happen in that scenario that you just said, then that'd be, like I said, that'd be kind of interesting. But I mean,
it's just everyone's talking as if it's a set in stone thing that his son plays for the D League Lakers in 2 years and whatever. But I'm just like, if that's the case, then we're either saying he's clearly not good enough to make the NBA, so he's not going to get drafted, but he'll get picked up by the Lakers in the, not free agency, but I forget I can't think of the word right now, but where you pick up people after the draft.
Free agent.
Is it free agency? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's free agency.
But so they're already saying like it's listen, no one's going to draft him. He's going to get picked up in free agency. But I mean, what if he is good enough? Why would another team not go grab him before the Lakers? Like, I don't know why people are saying this is a set in stone thing that he plays with LeBron in 2 years.
But I mean, I just feel like with him doing a 2-year deal, he's saying that he's going to be with the Lakers for 2 years. But
no, yeah. I'm not talking about you in general. I'm just saying, and I keep hearing.
I'm saying, but when it comes time for wherever his sons get drafted, he's going to be a free agent. So he's pretty much going to be able to go wherever he wants to go. You know what I'm saying? I guess at the end of his 2-year contract, because I think it's like he gets a 3rd-year option. But I mean, I'm not sure if he's going to pick up his 3rd-year option. But like I said, I think he does get that freedom though. Like I said, even if his son is good enough to get drafted by anybody, which I'm sure he might be, but I mean, I'm not sure how good he's going to be in the next 2 years. But
so that's my next question is, if LeBron will travel wherever his son goes, then like, is there a team out there that will just take his son, even though there's, they might be someone else out there to get, they'll take his son just so they can get LeBron. Like, it just seems like you're crossing into tampering at this point. Not quite, but it's borderline tampering.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's not really tampering if he's still going to be a free agency, come 2 years from now. So, I mean, I see what you're saying, but I mean, I feel like LeBron is playing it out perfectly towards, like I said, if that situation does come upon us, he will be able to he will get the chance to play with his son no matter wherever he goes. So,
and by the way, I'm not a hater of tampering. We can debate sometime whether tampering is good or bad, whatever. I think it goes on no matter what, so I don't mind if it's out in the open. I'm gonna be honest. I think these guys are doing it behind the scenes, so the only ones who get in trouble.
Tampering? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying get it out in the open. Just get it out in the open because we know you're doing it anyways. Just, send each other texts on Facebook instead of doing it, on your burner phones. That's all I'm saying.
Why the hell would they do that?
Because they're doing it anyways. It's happening no matter what.
Right. You're supposed to be secretive. Supposedly.
Okay, so the only ones who we frown upon are the ones who get caught. Whatever. So
yeah, because they're goofy enough to get caught.
Listen, no one's getting. I'm just saying, if you're not physically harming somebody, I don't see how it's a problem. But anyway,
yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, yeah, because of what tampering rules are, like this crosses into borderline tampering at this point. If you're drafting a kid, because here's the thing: if you are drafting a kid just so his dad comes to play for you, you also that means other kid that means some other kid who could have been drafted ahead of him gets dropped later in the draft. Like that seems, like you're hurting his career too. So I don't know. This whole thing seems. But I haven't heard LeBron, so to speak, say anything publicly about this. Like you said, because you hide tampering, but cover it up. But I'm not saying he is. That's a joke. But yeah, I just think this. If it really has to do with his son, man, this is crossing into Brady territory where like teams can get in trouble, but the player doesn't somehow.
Right. Yeah, that's true. But I think, LeBron, he wants to play with his son, and only time will tell, when LeBron will be ready for, the NBA. Because let's be honest, when you get up there with grown men that are playing for mortgages and taking care of families and things like that, stuff get real. So, it's going to just be interesting to see how he adapts. Hopefully, he has, he gets better stats his senior year and then that freshman year of college to where people are more comfortable. Like, all right, he's coming into his own. He's productive. We're going to take a chance on him. But, shoot, kudos to LeBron. Kudos to Bronny, Hopefully it all works out for him.
Yeah, my bad about that. For some reason, my computer started messing up and started doing all this crazy stuff. So I got kicked out for a second.
All
You
good.
good?
Next topic. Oh, go ahead.
No, just last of that. I mean, so do you see the Lakers now that you have LeBron for 3 years? Do you see the Lakers making a lot of big moves? Maybe not this year because they still got that Westbrook contract, but maybe next year. Do we see them bring on another big name player?
It would be smart of them to.
I mean, you almost have to, right?
I mean, I won't necessarily say they have to. I mean, but I mean, I feel like as long as they can bring in the right role players to be that can be around LeBron and AD, and if Russ somehow, excuse me, if Russ somehow, you know what I'm saying, can get past all the BS and have a dominant season and whatever. But I just feel like they just need to surround him with defense and shooting. That's all they need to do is surround them two around with defensive players and shooting players. So
even if Russ does have a good year, either way, and next year you're unloading $47 million. Even if you keep Russ, you're not re-signing him for $47 million. So it gives them a lot of options to do with that money. That's all.
But I do think at the same time, before we move on, you do need some other pieces because LeBron ain't, a LeBron of 10 years ago.
Right. Absolutely.
He's up in age. He might even start load managing to be better prepared for the playoffs.
Yeah, this is Kareem at the end, right? Where Magic is picking up them, but because in the finals, Kareem was still Kareem. He was. Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. You forgot. You watched me during the regular season. Thought I wasn't that guy anymore. Well, guess what? I'm back. I'm ready. I'm rested up. It's the finals. I'm Kareem.
And that could have been a thing too. You resting. Now you're ready for playing every other day. Especially in the playoffs. The good thing is, with the first two games or the 3 and 4, you're in the same stadium. So you ain't traveling like that. But 5, 6, and 7, it's different. So
to end this segment, I'm gonna say this.
I think LeBron travels well.
LeBron gonna bring him one more championship before the end of his career is done with the Lakers, and I'm guaranteeing that. You can book that today, August 19th, 2022. 2022. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Next topic. Sylvia Fowles, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2 times Finals MVP, played for the Minnesota Lynx, has retired. I ain't gonna say finally because nobody wants to retire. You want to play as long as you can, but she hung up the sneaks, and now she's a retired WNBA player. John, what's your take on
it? You were talking earlier about someone snatching bodies. This woman is now going into the I forget what it's called, but mortuary business. She's getting her degree in bombing and stuff like that. So I guess maybe she plans to run a not nursing home, funeral home. Yeah. So hey, she not done, man. She got other interests. So now she's gonna bury all them bodies she snatched during her career.
I ain't gonna lie.
That sound bad, but that's a very profitable business.
I was just about to say the same thing.
It's
bro.
very profitable.
Everybody dying every day.
No offense, but somebody dies every day.
Every day.
No offense. We're sorry,
business.
but that's
it's job security.
That's a low-key gold mine. Yes, because people gonna keep dying. No offense to anybody that has lost a loved one. R.I.P.
Offense. I mean, it's just business. I mean, shit. I hate to say it, but
if they haven't figured that out by now, then
it's just business. I mean, like at the end of the day, I get that what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's a great business. I mean, let's be real. Honestly, I feel like if everybody had the stomach to possibly, to deal with that type of environment, I really feel like everybody would probably own some type of funeral home. Like seriously, like
no, because I'm a sympathetic crier. So like, I'll cry at other people's funeral I never met. So like. I laugh when other people laugh and I cry when other people cry. So no, I can't. I can't do that. No,
I think I could do it. Maybe. I think I could. Real talk. Like, I mean, I hate to say this, and I know people in the crowd, y'all two don't take this the wrong way, but no, y'all part of my family though. Like, honestly, like if y'all not family to me though, I don't give a damn. Real talk. Like, I'm heartless. I'm so serious.
Something else, but go
I
ahead.
was. I was. But I mean, and I don't want nobody to take that the wrong way, but that's just me. Like, if you're not family, if you're not part of my everyday people who I mess with, I mean, it's just gonna be kind of hard for me to, like, you know what I'm saying, have that sympathy for you. I'm sorry.
But I mean, then again, like, you know, there's a lot of dudes who say that, but then they cried when Kobe passed, you know.
I mean, that's different though.
You know what was funny?
It's different.
It's different. It's different.
I grew up watching Kobe though. Like,
you know what's so funny about that? When people were crying, I was like, bro, you don't even know him.
I don't, but I mean, at the end of the day,
because I remember when it happened, my boy called me crying. I'm like, what are you crying about?
I wasn't crying like weepy eye, like, oh my God.
No,
Kobe,
he was like,
oh God.
Like that was his
If
uncle.
you see me crying like that,
brother.
this can probably be for LeBron. If LeBron ever passes away, I'm guaranteed with ball eyes. I'm so serious.
Like, he called me crying. I'm like, what did you cry for? Man, Mamba passed. I'm like, who? Kobe. I'm like, why are you crying? You didn't know him.
But
you love him.
Different. Like, I mean, I just told y'all last week or last time we had the show, like, I only cry on sports shows or sports movies, whatever. Like, it's weird. But I mean, I know Kobe, he wasn't family, but it's like, bro, I grew up watching him play against LeBron for like almost a decade, you feel me? Or more, you feel me? So it's like, I don't know. It's just I couldn't help it, man. I couldn't help it. Like I said, I wasn't, but I did drop a few tears, though. I did.
I cry easy over people passing, but the only time I ever cried over something less than that was when I was like 13, I believe. I think it was around 12, 13. I cried when we traded Kurt Warner. I will say that.
Did you really?
Okay. Yeah. I was broken, man. I was like, no, I take that back. I wasn't like weeping, but I shed some tears over that. I was like anger tears. I was mad. I was mad we got rid of Dick Vermeil. You know, I never was a Mike Martz guy. Like but I didn't cry over all that. But anyway, I did cry when
let's stay on Sylvia, okay? We gotta stay on Sylvia. We going off topic.
You're absolutely right.
So, John, what's your take on Miss Fowles? You know, describe to the people that don't watch the WNBA how great she was.
She was that character where, like, she was on a team that, I'm not going to say they weren't talented, but they weren't getting it done. And they ended up going to the finals. They came in a very subpar team and ended up going to the finals, got bounced in the finals. And then, she said, I want out of here. And, it was like, oh, you're really good on a bad team, but how good are you really? And people say that, I think we were talking the other day, someone was talking about Tony Gonzalez. Oh, well, yeah, it's easy to put up a lot of stats when you're only a good player on a team. It's like, yeah, I think you would have done that anywhere. Right? I mean, he went to the Falcons and went to, like, the playoffs 3 straight years, right, after never going to the playoffs but twice with the Chiefs, right? So it's the same thing. Like, I feel like, and then he balled out in those games, right? So it's the same situation where she was on this team that just wasn't getting it done. Ends up going to a team that had already won about 4 finals in the last 6 years. So they were quite competitive to start with, but became the main face of that team. Like, she walked on to a very successful team and then became the best player on that team, winning an MVP, 2 finals MVPs, multiple defensive player of the year. She'd already won some with this guy as well. But so, I mean, it's something special to be able to walk onto a team that already is just dominating the league. 4 and 6 years, that's a dynasty. So then to go on to win 5 and 7 years.
On that, Maya Moore, she was kind of like handling her business between the both of them too, though. But yeah,
and this was kind of like a little bit Kevin Durant-ish, where, like, in that aspect where, like, he walked onto a team that was already good and then won 2 finals MVPs. But then I'm just saying, like, it's. Anyone can walk onto those teams and win a ring, but to walk on and we can argue whether he was actually the best player on the team or not, who drove the team. But, whatever, she was that great where she could go on and still, with all these stars, be, more dominant, during stretches. And so, yeah, man, she was great. Like, she just was elected into not elected, but NFL does their NFL 100, NBA 75. WNBA just did their W25, and she made that list of the top 25 all time. put out by the WNBA. So not like some other rando like me put it out. Like the WNBA said she is one of our top 25 players of all time. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, so I mean, to have her walk away like this, with all her accolades, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, I haven't been watching WNBA as long as John has, but I've just recently, probably just over the last couple years or so, I've been, kind of getting a little bit more into it. And just based off of what I've seen in these last couple years and going back and actually watching highlights, and Sylvia was like that. Like I said, she clearly won those 4 Defensive Player of the Years and 2 MVPs for a reason. So, like I said, I almost literally forgot that she did play for the Chicago Sky. I couldn't imagine her and Candace Parker being on the same team and stuff, and having that same core that they have now, I should say.
That would have been cool, man. If she could have come back, like, because she was actually part. I know Candace from Chicago, but she was part of the team, for a long time. But I know there was bad blood there, so that's fine.
Right. So I mean, just like I said, I know that, like John was saying, it was she started with this guy and ended up going to the Minnesota Lynx and pairing up with Maya Moore, and like he said, she ended up taking over the team with the 2 years that she won MVP. So like I said, she was pretty much, her whole mentality, she was saying, is she wanted to just do defense and rebound, because I think she's like 3rd on the defensive rebound, or she might be all-time leader if I'm not mistaken. But that's pretty much what I'm pretty much saying. She just pretty much based her game on just rebounding and defense, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's pretty much what I feel like my game used to be like. It was defense and rebounding. Now it's just more probably just shooting, and I'll catch a little defense here and there. But but yeah, like I said, I mean, to go out, in her last game like that, to still be able to fight for a playoff chance, even though she lost, you know what I'm saying, but to still have that opportunity to go to the playoffs in your final year, just like John was saying, she didn't have, all the correct pieces to go that far this year, but I just say it was a hell of a journey for her this year. I think she ended her last game, it was like 10 and 12 and 1 assist. So, I mean, it's not much, but I mean, hey, she did what she did best, and that was rebound the ball in her last game. So, at the end of the day, she's going to go down. It's probably, like John said, one of the top 25 players in WNBA league history, I should say. And I, hope for the best for her afterlife, after basketball, I should say, with, dealing with the mortuaries and being around all the, dead folks all the time. So,
I mean, one of the coolest things, too, is she retired with the highest shooting percentage of all time by almost 4%.
It was 69.9 or something like that, right?
No, 59.9. But yeah, it's almost 4% higher than the next closest person. So, like, but even this year she shot 62%. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's an underrated stat, like shooting percentage. Like, I know with shooters it's a big deal, but with bigs, you look at some bigs and they'll shoot in 52%, and it's like, oh, 52, that's good, right? But then you got guys like Dwight Howard who are shooting 62%. Guys like Drummond or Hassan Whiteside, 69%, sometimes 70% from these guys. Like 52 is good if you're a small forward, if you're LeBron, if you're, whatever, Kevin Durant. But if you're a big man, like she is, like, you got to be shooting up near the top, and like she did, man. And she not only shot near the top, she shot the top. So for a whole career, so that's one of the coolest stats for me, is that 59%, almost 60%.
Yeah, true.
Very efficient.
Sylvia, from the guys at Real Deal Sports, congratulations on retirement, and we hope this next opportunity, in the funeral business.
You got nothing but time now, Miss Sylvia. So hey, won't you hit us up? We hit you up. I mean, hey, we'd love to talk about the career.
Call me so we can get you. We got to talk. Even if we can, we'll come to Minnesota. We'll pull up. We'll pull up.
We could do this virtually first. You know what I'm saying? You can get a feel for us, and then we'll pull up, whatever you need us to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, at this age, she's going back to school and stuff like that. That's pretty impressive.
That's dope.
100%. She made enough money, I'm sure. She was drafted in 2008. She hopefully, she wasn't balling out of control, getting all icy and getting all the whips. Because Hey,
but a lot of women don't really go that route. I should say in the WWE.
They don't. They don't.
Some
they do today. They do today.
That's true.
Back in the
some of these girls have turned their some of these ladies, I'll say, have turned their careers into Instagram careers.
That's true.
There's I'm not gonna say names, but there's a famous one who was married to a famous NBA player who's just quit on her WNBA career and gone full Instagram. But anyways, all right, I'll say Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard's girl.
They're not even together no more.
I know, but I'm just saying she went full Instagram. Like,
I mean,
because she was good, man. She was good.
She probably figured she can get more with modeling.
That's fine. But I'm just saying, like, she's not a. Yeah. Anyway, she got cut.
Yeah, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Yeah. Next topic: Deshaun Watson has been handed an 11-game.
Man, I'm dead.
I'm just saying some of them are about that life.
Next topic: Deshaun Watson has been handed an 11-game suspension from the NFL and also fined $5 million. Well, we're gonna start with you, man.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man. John is fucking hilarious, man.
So, what's your take, man? As a
fan, I mean, honestly,
are you hurting?
Hey, I gotta say, wait, real quick. I gotta say, my brother was talking to me this week, and he said Walt is a funny guy.
Oh well, thank you, Mr. Brother of the other Saint Pierre, I should say. Thank you, sir. Not try to be, but whatever. Anyways, I mean, I'm a little pissed about this only because of the fact that I thought they were going to probably maybe go 8. I wasn't expecting 11. And like I said, I was expecting 8, and then I was expecting them to fine him more money because, I mean, shit, $5 million is like $1 to him right now, honestly. But to me and you, that's like, ooh, yeah. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I feel like we've been discussing all these other times is the fact that the NFL was just pretty much just trying to make an example out of Watson, and this is pretty much what they're trying to do. I guess they supposedly say the NFL and the Players Association came to this agreement. 11 games, he won't be coming back. They say he won't be even eligible to come back until like week 13 or something like that. So
when they play the Texans,
yeah, that's why I'm like, bro, how you gonna suspend him?
That's when you want me to come back,
right? So it's just like, I mean, I get it. Whatever, NFL, they doing them. But at the end of the day, me being as a Browns fan, I'm definitely pissed. I mean, I'm not saying I don't have too much faith in Jacoby Brissett, but I mean, at the end of the day, 11 games is a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at that point, it's like, damn, do we really should we go out and go get Garoppolo now for 11 games? Like, I mean, can Brissett hold it down for 11 games? I mean, they was thinking going into the season, signing Deshaun and Jacoby, that Jacoby was only going to be playing 6. So they were expecting him to only play 6. So I'm just kind of curious of where they're going to go. If they're going to stay with Jacoby for the 11 games or if they're going to try to actually go out and get Garoppolo. But they've been talking about that a lot, like all over, the sports world right now. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind it because, I mean, honestly, that'd be the perfect, like I said, it would be great for Garoppolo to come here and, even I would actually play Garoppolo the whole season because I feel like even when Watson does come back week 13, that's almost a year and a half without playing contact football for real. Like, I mean, playing against, the opposite team. So I feel like the rust is going to stay, is going to be there at least until, towards the end of the year or whatever. Because like I said, he's not even able to come back to the facility until I think like December 4th or something like that. So he's got to be, his last day in the Browns facility has to be August 30th. So that's like, what's that, like 2 to 3 months that he won't be able to really, be at the facility and be getting that chemistry and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, like I said, as a Browns fan, I'm pissed. But as a fan of, I'm going to say a fan of the NFL because I'm really not a fan of the NFL. But just, I get why they did what they did with this decision. So I'm just going to leave it like that.
I got a question for you, actually.
I agree with you, Walt. Everything you said, I agree with.
Go ahead. Oh, my fault.
Not cutting you off, Jay, but
no, you.
I agree. It was. I think they were trying to make up for what they felt like the lady that was on the case didn't do. And I felt this was like they get back. Because the way everything happened, the Browns structured his contract to where he was only getting like a meal this year because they knew it was a possibility you wasn't going to play.
Right.
Then the lady saying, hey, I see what you're saying, but he wasn't guilty of anything. I'm going to give him 6.
Well, no, she said that she gave him 6 because he was guilty. That's what she said. She said she only
but
gave him
it wasn't
6.
A lot of evidence either.
Right,
there was
but
a lot of texts and things like that, but it wasn't
she
no
said
hard
that well, here's the thing. She said based on the evidence she had, he was guilty. What she said she handed him 6 for was because no one else had ever gotten more than 6 for the same or worse. Okay. That's why she did it, because she said because if I'm going to give him more than 6, then there needs to be a rule in place beforehand that says, hey, if you do this, you get 10 games. If you do this, you get 12 games. And there's not. So the only evidence up to this point that anyone gets for this is 6. And she said she gave him 6, which was the max she felt like she'd give him because she wanted to give him the max. So she actually implied whatever the max was, she would have given it to him. So there's this whole thing like she claimed he wasn't guilty, but she was actually like, she said, no, whatever the max is, like I'll give it to him, which is why I'm not surprised the NFL went harder because they're like, oh, let's up the max then.
I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, where she's saying that the evidence that she had was as enough to give him 6 games. But I mean, how do you guys where the hell did all that evidence come from if he was just proven not guilty in whatever other court he was just in, though? So I mean, I'm just saying, like I said, I was just going back to what I've been saying this whole time is just the fact that I don't even understand why he's even getting charged anyway when he was proven not effing guilty, bro. Like, I get that it was 22 women, 24 women, whatever. I'm very sympathetic when it comes to those women. I'm sympathetic when it comes to women, period, man. I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, bro, like, it's just the man was not guilty. Why is he even getting any games? If that, though, like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand the law world or whatever, how that goes. But I mean, last time I checked, like I said, if I'm proven not guilty, I shouldn't be getting punished at all. That's the last time I checked. But
I got a question for you Browns fans then, right? So I do believe in Jacoby Brissett. I think the first 3 games are going to be telling, though, because it gets tough from there. You got Panthers, Jets, and Steelers. And, I know Steelers could be good, but, we'll see with their quarterback situation. So those 3 games are must win, I feel, because it gets – and Falcons. Sorry, you got and Falcons. So that's 4 games I feel like are must win. You start out – but if 11 games in, if they are 7-4, 8-3, do you ride out the season with Jacoby and just let Deshaun play next year, or what do you think? What would you do?
I mean, honestly, if Jacoby is doing that well, and by that time, like you said, if he's 7-3 or whatever, why not? Because I mean, the team has already pretty much been following his lead for those games that he's been winning. So I mean, clearly something is working towards Jacoby. Either the coaches are making the right game plan for Jacoby and Browns to win those games, and why mess that up? I mean, I get that you do have Deshaun Watson, and that's supposed to be your franchise guy, which I completely forget. I mean, I completely understand, but again, going back to what I said earlier, I mean, the man hasn't played football in almost 2 years now, so that's why I'm like, I mean, the rust is going to be there. I mean, honestly, we seen it in the first, with the Browns fans seen it in the first preseason game, where, like I said, he went 1 for 5, and I think he only had 17 yards, but in his defense, 2 out of those 5 throws, Anthony Schwartz dropped, which is nothing new around these parts, I guess. But yeah, honestly, no, I would just. I'm sorry, honestly, yes, I would let Jacoby finish out the season if he's doing that well. I mean, I wouldn't change it up. Why?
True.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I was just trying to wonder, like, if he's coming to 7-4, 8-3 after 11 games. I might ride with him.
I mean, just see how far he can go. Because at the end of the day, we still have Watson for 4 more years after this. So, I mean, he's going to get his time. It's just we just had to get past this BS, which I'm so glad. I'm just glad it's all over. I'm just in my final statement with that. I'm just glad that this is finally over. We can move past this, and we can finally focus on football. And I'm ending it like that. Go ahead, man.
I agree. I agree with everything you said, man. And I say, I harp on the same thing. If he wasn't found guilty of anything, how do you still punish him? Now, but I do think this, it is court of public opinion. You do have to, show like, hey, we ain't for it. But also, I think, you got to have that same, that same feeling for everything. Don't just do it for him. Do it for, whatever, domestic violence. You got the New York kicker that was talking about he beat his wife and he was still playing. I'm like,
there was a player that came out last week and said he's in the NFL so he can legally assault people or something. Like, why say it?
Right. You put a target on yourself, you idiot.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of you that wants to, be tough and go against the best and whatever. And sometimes that means popping them a little hard, whatever. But like, to say I want to legally assault people, it's a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Man.
He also get assaulted too. But.
I mean, okay. I mean, I could kind of see why you said that, but I mean,
right. What Nico just said, because now you got guys gonna come for you.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's already a barbaric gladiator-like sport. Now you got people. It's almost like when Tom Brady was like, defenders, they're just slow and they run around. It's like, okay, that's what you think of us, huh?
But I mean, he backed it up though. That's completely different. I ain't gonna lie.
But he be crying when he get touched. And like last year when Von Miller called him under the chin. He was crying.
He wanted that call bad. He wanted that call.
Like stop. Now you done talked yourself out of a call.
I went and looked at the NFL, the ESPN released their NFL 100 top 100 players in the league right now, and Von Miller was quite high. He had a good season, but I was surprised how high they had him. He was really high. I think
they probably went off, the playoff performance and everything. The playoffs.
Yeah, I'm about to even in the playoffs. Yeah, last year I feel like he did his thing in the playoffs last year though. Like,
and I feel like it's easy to do your thing when Aaron Donald's getting a double.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, statistically, him going to Buffalo.
Statistically, he deserved it, but is Robert Quinn right? Like Robert Quinn had a really awesome season, but I don't expect that to happen again. Like, I think he'll have a good season again, but not that good. So yeah, anyway, but hey, I was good for him, man. But I mean, he got paid big money, so good for Von, man.
Make money. The show is about making money today. Von Miller, LeBron, hey, go get the bag, man. But look, I think we out of time, y'all. We appreciate y'all joining Real Deal Sports. It's your boy Big Watt, my boy Nico Suave over there looking suave than a mofo. My boy John got his buddy in the back, the hardest working man in the showbiz right now.
My wife is she must be watching or something because she must have seen him too.
Oh,
he can't help it sometimes.
I went over my head for like a split second.
I wonder if I'm like the guest host.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay, for sure. Hey, well, look, Allie, we appreciate you watching and showing your support as always. So, and everybody else, we definitely appreciate y'all watching us tonight. And make sure y'all come back the next whenever. I think we're gonna be back on Monday. But whatever. We'll see y'all next time. Like, subscribe, share, all that. We appreciate y'all watching Real Deal Sports tonight. Like I said, it's your boy Big Walt, Nico, John. We out of here.